as parents, I think you be the deciding person in the house. Please, our parents, or to take care of our kids, take care of our kids. I tell them, don't force the child to sit and watch Big Boss with you. Don't force the child to sit and watch drama with you.
They sort of don't have that power to tell the grandchild, you know what, no, you can't do it. I will do it. I'm doing it, but you can't. Our job is not to please the grandparents or the child.
Going to somebody, say a father or a mother or a father-in-law, and saying, hey, this is too much screen time, this isn't great, is such a tough conversation to have.
See, actually, we cannot blame the grandparents also because they have seen us grow up with a TV. They have seen us watch the TV every day and then just before exam, just go through the books and still pass the exam. But today's kids are not able to do that. So, for a lot of parents, I say bring the grandparents to me. I'll explain to them what this new age entertainment is doing to your grandchildren. It's not like how it was 20 years back. It is different and it's troubling, it's eating their head. They are not able to study, they are not able to be happy. All of this is a problem. So sometimes as parents, I think you be the deciding person in the house. Please, our parents, or to take care of our kids, take care of our kids. Do the right thing for them. I tell them, don't force the child to sit and watch Big Boss with you. Don't force the child to sit and watch drama with you. Don't share your experiences with this child. You know, some grandparents, generally they say, no, why she's doing like this? They should not do. They talk about the characters. They tend to discuss it with the grandchildren. That is not okay. So we tell them, don't do all of this. If the child is playing inside the room, let the child play. If you want to tell them some stories, you say. If you don't want to say stories, it's okay, but don't show the screen. See, always when it comes to children, we should not stop with telling, no, don't do this. We always tell them, don't do this, but instead do this. Because their brain cannot process alternatives. For example, a little child, if you say, don't climb the stairs, don't climb the stairs, this little child will look at you, blank look, and then will start climbing the stairs. Because they cannot process alternatives. So constantly telling them, don't use the phone, don't watch the TV will not work. So you tell them what is the alternative, and that alternative has to be interesting like TV watching. Don't watch the TV, go and do mathematics, ma? No. Don't watch the TV, let's all do yoga? No. This and that cannot equal. So instead of watching the TV, can we go down and play with the ball? Can we go down and play in the park? Yeah, that's a good alternative. So being very vocal with them, expressing what are the ground rules in this family, and we will also follow that. It's good for the child also. It's easy for you to take care of the child. If the child grows without a screen, is what we need to explain to the caretaker.
How about you, Shweta?
So it's a similar thing for me. I also live in a joint family, and fortunately, grandparents, the grandmother has always been around whenever I was off to work. Fortunately for me, my work has always allowed some flexibility. So I've tried to be around as much as I could. So that has been a conscious choice. Now that she's a little older, but I think communication is key. Like what you said was spot on. Communication with the primary caregivers is key. So in my absence, in the early years, there was a nanny, and we had the same nanny for quite some time. And the grandmother would always be there. But I had just very simple rules. There were just 2-3 things that I was very assertive about. And, and the first rule was no devices on the dining table. The child eats only at the dining table. And if you, as a caregiver, are not able to feed the child, leave the child alone. When the child is hungry, the child will ask for food. So this was like, a very basic rule. And something that I protected with my life, saying my child will not eat in front of the screen. And then at that point, it was okay if the grandparents did not understand that. It was okay. It was my rule, and they respected that. So a lot of these things around screen time have been work in progress. And it is tough because the grandparents sometimes don't see why certain things are not allowed. And, sometimes they are doing screen time themselves too. So they sort of don't have that power to tell the grandchild, you know what, no, you can't do it. I will do it. I'm doing it, but you can't. So, I think this whole conversation has to happen from a nice place. It is not you.
Child's interest in mind.
Exactly. And like you rightly said, Our job is not to please the grandparents or the child. So it is fine. It is all about communication. It's not been a very smooth ride, I must agree, because I was also learning. There have been times when I have slipped up too, and I have been like, how can somebody not understand that this is not okay? And I have got that angle too. There I am sitting at work day in and day out, advising all the other children in the world this is not okay, advising their parents and grandparents. I come back home and nobody's bothered about my opinion. So I've had my moments.
It's quite common, it's normal.
Exactly. So then, but then it helps that
Yeah.
that I interact with so many sets of parents, grandparents at work. I bring back those stories, and it's my way of sort of pushing my message, saying, "Oh, you know what? I met this grandma who had come with the granddaughter, and they had such an amazing thing. They do such fun things together, and both of them just keep all their devices away. So these are the opportunities to sort of push my stories." Yes, exactly. So I think these are the things that we can use.
Positive way to deal with, because we are heavily reliant on these primary caregivers, but there's always been, I feel, a slightly negative association with all the help that they give us. So I think these are some very positive ways to deal with the same situation that we're all put into.